July, the only vacation month at New Forwards, the School of Foreign Languages and Global English is coming to an end. And so are the dog days. The dog days is the period between early July and mid-August when the hot, sultry weather of summer usually occurs in the northern hemisphere. But where does the expression come from? These punishingly hot summer days get their name from an ancient belief about the brightest star in the sky, not from dogs' tendency to laze around in the heat. For many, the dog days evoke those summer days that are so devastatingly hot that even dogs would lie around on the asphalt, panting. But originally, the phrase had nothing to do with dogs, or even with the lazy days of summer. Instead, the dog's days referred to Sirius, the brightest star in the constellation Canis Major, which means big dog in Latin, and is said to represent one of the Orion's hunting dogs. To the Greeks and Romans, the dog days occurred around the time Sirius appears to rise alongside the sun, in late July in the northern hemisphere. They believed the heat from the two stars combined is what made these days the hottest of the year, a period that could bring fever or even catastrophe.
If you go back even as far as Homer, the Iliad, it's referring to Sirius as Orion's dog rising, and it describes the star as being associated with war and disaster. All throughout Greek and Roman literature you found these things. The meaning has been lost, but the phrase has lived on.
The phrase dog days was translated from Latin to English about 500 years ago. Since then, it has taken on new meanings, namely a period of stagnation or inactivity.
How Europe avoided an apocalyptic energy crisis this winter after Putin choked off supplies of natural gas. Not only thanks to warm weather, but also because of savvy sourcing of additional supply and a helping hand from partner nations. Natural gas prices are now hovering at prices lower than before, and even lower than during the dog days of COVID.
From little stupid thing to a career? The principal members of Mega 64 met in their high school theater department, in an age long before YouTube or Twitch. Bod owned a camcorder, and recorded all of the behind-the-scenes hijinks that teenagers get up to during the dog days of Shakespeare rehearsals.
Dog Days. New Student Orientation is a program designed to help new students transition into the university. Whether you are coming in as a transfer student from another college, university, or a first-time freshman from high school, we are here to help you acclimate to campus and register for classes.
Now people come up with other explanations for why they're called the dog days of summer. Like this is when dogs can go crazy. This is a very human tendency. When we don't know the origin of a phrase, we come up with a plausible explanation.
The hottest days, you say? So, did the Greek get it right? Are the dog days, around when Sirius rises, really the hottest days of the year? In a word, nope. Well, that may not necessarily be true. Although July and August are often the hottest months of the year in the Northern Hemisphere, the hottest period can vary from year to year, and depending on your latitude, the astronomical dog days can come at different times. In Athens, for instance, Sirius will rise around the middle of August this year, but farther south, it will happen early in the year. Farther north, it will happen later. There is another reason that the dog days do not correspond neatly with the heat. The stars in Earth's night sky shift independently of our calendar seasons.
Our Earth is like a spinning top. If you toss it onto a table, after it slows down, the pointing direction of the top will slowly go around in circles. Similarly to a top, Earth's rotation is kind of wobbling around.
The calendar is fixed according to certain events, but the stars have shifted according to the way that the Earth wobbles. So in about 50-some years, the sky shifts about 1 degree.
This means that the dog days of ancient Greece aren't the dog days of today. It also suggests that several millennia from now, these astrological events won't even occur during the summer.
In 26,000 years, the dog days would completely move all around the sky. Roughly 13,000 years from now, Sirius will be rising with the sun in midwinter.
Idle hands may be the devil's workshop, but let's be serious. When it's stiflingly hot outside, who among us isn't tempted to shirk work, to go lie dogo in the shade somewhere? Such is the desire of many a creature, not just dog, during the dog days of summer. If you are curious how dogs got singled out in this expression, however, you might say it was in the stars. The dog in dog days is the dog star, also known as Sirius, the star that represents the hound of the hunter Orion in the eponymous constellation. The star has long been associated with sultry weather in the northern hemisphere because it rises simultaneously with the sun during the hottest days of summer. Oh, yes. What about the dog days of winter, when it's so cold that even the dogs lie around the fire trying to stay warm?